In this video, I'm going to answer 3 questions. What is insulin resistance? Do I have it? And how do I fix it? It's June 9th, and tonight I will be doing a class live in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. If anyone is nearby there, you're welcome to join us at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to try and present it live here on TikTok, but I wanted to answer these 3 questions on here for those of you that can't make it. So, what is insulin resistance? In a nutshell, insulin resistance is simply your cell, muscle cell, brain cell, skin cell, they all require sugar, glucose, okay? So anytime your blood sugar rises after you eat a meal or whatever you take in that has sugar, or it turns into sugar, your blood sugar goes up, right? It's these little specks in your blood, little sugar molecules in your blood that have to go into the cell for the cell to function. You have a muscle cell. In order for that muscle cell to work, it has to have sugar. Sugar is not the bad guy. So, sugar's in the blood. It has to get in the cell for the cell to work. So insulin comes along and sits on the receptor of the cell and says, okay, cell, you need some sugar. Take the sugar from outside the blood, outside floating around in the blood, put it inside of you. Okay? In order for that system to work properly, the receptor on your cell that works for insulin has to be open. It has to be available for the insulin to sit in. Unfortunately, fat also has a similar shape as the insulin, so it can sit on that receptor and it won't move. So, what happens is, because that receptor is clogged, insulin comes along and says, hey, let the sugar in. Cell says, I'm sorry, I can't. The door is stuck. The lock has all this stuff in it, so the key doesn't work. Okay? The cell will not open. So that sugar stays in your blood. That's why you have high blood sugar. And that's why you have to take extra insulin, because you're trying to give the body more and more and more of these signals for the cell so that it will bombard the cell and eventually make the cell create new receptors so that the cell will open. Meanwhile, the pancreas is just exhausted trying to keep up with the demand for insulin. Because the blood sugar is not going down, so it just produces more insulin, just like you're trying to give your body more insulin. And the other thing that happens is all of that insulin wreaks havoc on your hormones. So, do you have it? Do you have insulin resistance? If you have any of these problems, you have insulin resistance. Skin tags. I have skin tags. Skin tags. Belly fat. Fat right around your abdomen that won't go away. Terrible PMS for you women. For women, chin hair on women. Mood swings. That's men and women. Estrogen or testosterone, too high or too low, can come directly from too much insulin in your system. What else? Diabetes. Diabetes is an obvious one that most people think of when they think of insulin resistance. But that's not the only thing. Irregular periods, heavy menstrual cycles, PCOS, that's a big one. So this is just a small list. This isn't even all of them. But if you have any of those things, you have insulin resistance. So the third question, how do I get rid of it? It's very easy. In 4 moves, I can help you get rid of insulin resistance. I'm going to tell you the 4 moves really fast. I'm running out of time here on my TikTok video, but 4 moves. It spells IDEA. IDEA. IDEA formula. The I is intermittent fasting. Now, the intermittent part means just a break between the fast. You don't want to fast nonstop forever. That's not conducive to life. So intermittent fasting. Now the intermittent part can be once a month, it can be once a week, and it can be every day. I'm going to focus on the everyday one in this video because that's the easiest, and it's just dropping your third meal. Supper is an excess amount of carbs, excess amount of sugar and fat that ends up on your cells, creating the insulin resistance. So just remove that third meal, eat a big breakfast, you're going to be hungry the next morning, eat a medium-sized lunch, and then popcorn, piece of fruit, or something very small, or just skip the third meal altogether. Intermittent fasting. Drink water. Drink about a gallon of water a day. Spread out throughout your waking hours, not all at once. Don't chug a bunch. Ideally, you're only drinking 2 or 3 mouthfuls at a time throughout the day so your body can absorb it. That also helps to lower the amount of sugar concentrated in your blood. The E is exercise. You just have to move your blood. One of the best forms of exercise is just walking. Another great one is a rebounder. Those little trampolines that you hold on and just kind of bounce up and down a little bit. That is a great form of exercise because as you bounce, like you reach your apex of your bounce, your lymph system opens up. Check it. Barbara O'Neill talks about it. Your lymph system opens up and it helps to cleanse your lymph system while you're exercising. So rebounding is incredible. Water, we did water, exercise, and the last one is A, abstinence. A is abstinence. Abstinence is a big word, but it's just basically saying, just stop doing the bad stuff. You have the knowledge in your head already, I promise, because every time you go to eat something you know you're not supposed to eat, there's a little voice in your head that's like, you probably shouldn't do that. And so practicing listening to that voice is the definition of abstinence. In terms of insulin resistance, though, the main things you want to abstain from are animal products and dairy products, because those are huge amounts of fat that sit on those receptors and cause you problems. So the more fresh foods, fresh vegetables you eat, the more those receptors will scrub themselves off and you will be more sensitive to insulin. But the easiest thing for you to abstain from, which will also help to heal your body, is negative self-talk, negative thinking, negative speaking. When you speak negative things, it decreases your immune system. Your body is producing chemicals to heal you that end up being suppressed when you speak depressive thoughts or have these bad attitudes, or you hold on to unforgiveness. That's one of the biggest sources of sickness in our bodies today is unforgiveness. That person abused me for all of my childhood. There's no way I can forgive them. It's not about them. It's about you. The longer you hold on to that, you are poisoning yourself with it. You have to let it go. You have to forgive. And so these are the 4 moves: intermittent fasting, drinking water, exercise, and abstaining from those things that are killing you. I hope this is helpful. 4 moves to reverse insulin resistance quickly. I promise you, try them and you will see amazing, amazing results.